What's that actually? And why is it 3 of them? When I went to the dermatologist when I was 16 or 17 for the skin dick check Untersuchung, I got another one right there, and that's super weird. It was itching really a long time in my life, and I really thought I could be dying because I had too many of these what are these called? Liver lesions, liver crease, something like that. That's super weird. I'm really glad that my fingers are somewhat human and not like super jittering on the finger itself like that or something. I'm really lucky about that. It's just that usually. But I had that since I was child, so that's not related even. I got like infections when I was young. My almonds, they were super infected and I got holy shit, fly. Got infections and my almonds, they literally exploded from infection. And I couldn't, when I got the surgery of my almonds, then I got polyps because of the almonds missing. I had the infection in my nostrils for my ears, so I couldn't hear anymore that good, and I had that polyps infection, right? And then when I got older, this actually appeared. I have 2 above. I have a chow. I can't really remember since when I got these worms. Everyone knows that from System Shock 2 when you smack the enemies and they have loot and it's worms. They have worms as loot, and that's like lipodomal like worms like. And I have one big one here when my thyroids are like doing good stuff and things, and like energizing my body. So my back, where which energy comes from, that's really important actually. Oh yeah, right. From the back, because I have like tensions really strong, and that's because my brain is wired for neural bondage. Not really people, not a lot of people have neural bondage brains, but I do, and I have amphetamines strong like dependent brain, and I have a neural bondage brain, and I have strong thyroids, really intelligent thyroids, and a strong back actually. And the neural bondage with the neural bondage brain with the strong back comes actually in the middle of the back, about of the height where my nipples are currently, right on the back in the middle of it is like the major point for neural bondage people, neural bondage brain people, about that height in the back, for biomass self-surgery and stuff. That means because I have strong back, and my thyroids are strong and intelligent, and my brain is made for neural bondage. I got actually really good capacities to resurgery in my body on itself. My body resurges itself, and and that takes usually a lot of energy. When I get like illnesses or something, or like hidden injuries, or things like that, it's usually that my thyroids take like action to power up my body, and my whole body powers up, and I have like these diabetes, death illnesses. So the energy compensation on insulin and stuff is like broken down, and I have like this that worm like there that's like pumping like a ECG or EMS pump, and then it's opening. It's like there's a parasite inside, and then it's pumping, and my whole body is like losing completely energy. And one of the only points which that worm parasite, or what that is, can't like take the energy, is actually the part of my back which is responsible to take care of the neural bondage body resurgery processes. And it takes the whole energy out, so my thyroids get super swollen. They are super swollen then, and I have like this Hashimoto, these hybrid Hashimoto chips. So the thyroids, when I'm in a neural bondage resurgery phase, they start to actually bleed because I have Hashimoto syndromes, and it's bleeding into my into my lungs, brain, and into my cavities and stuff. And I have COPD, so I'm constantly coughing while that happens. And I don't really have just one of these worms. I don't really know where these come from, but I have really a lot of them. There's one, there's three actually. There's one, there's a smaller one. That's a blood one. That's also not really a pimple or something. That's also like blood. Couple on my biceps. Partially because my knees, people have usually surgeries on their knees. Either the tendons go like into the knee, so it's better because there's super nice chips which can look really far into the biosystem in the case when the tendons are actually connected to behind the knee. So the chip can actually look behind the tendon into glucose and stuff, and to these nice body worms and stuff, so I keep fat. But warte mal kurz, ich geh mal grad durch. I actually forgot what I want to talk about, but the positive of that is some people actually don't have the tendons on the right spot, but not up behind the knee, but below. It's somewhere there, and the bicep is like crunching. It's crunching like that, and it's big. And some people actually don't like that, to have their tendons connected to the knee. But for me, that's better because the tendons actually generate like a power zone of energy here, and here, and here a health zone in some way. And that does really help with the neural bondage on control of the back, and with the heart and bronchia to actually get like insulin and stuff into muscles, inside the muscle and stuff, and create like insulin reactions, which is good for making sports and stuff. So I actually could have a lot of energy there because I have the tendons like clamped behind the knee. But there's some problems coming with that, parts of that, because I have like these royal vampiric death marks, which when you have it, you basically have no biosystemic privacy anymore, and you miss the capability to think with your breathing. I can't really think with my breathing. That's one spot, I think. I forgot, but that is one. That is one. I have couple another here, and there's one on the back and stuff. But I have here that still, and that one. Here, there, these ones. Three in one, big one. On the arms. I forgot something actually to talk about, but my package is there. Another shout out to Rewe. Rewe, beste Wahl. For their chocolate peanut cookies for €1.50. The whole package for €1.50. That's really, really cool. I love to see like chocolate peanuts on cookies for €1.50 from Rewe. Super nice.
Patrick, das ist mit Gemüse, ne?
Das ist Kesselade, oder?
Was?
Kesselade oder ist das Fladen oder
Das
Pfannkuchen?
Nein, mit dem französischen Teig. Und da sind die gegrillte Gemüse da drin.
Mama, jetzt das normal, wenn den Kollagen, weil es mal so aussieht wie Mehl. Mehl oder Hefe.
Ja. Ja, Kollagen ist das doch. Aber ist sehr schwer mit Wasser immer so. Am besten ist immer mit Joghurt oder so.
Ich habe jetzt mal diese Sportsflaschen benutzt mit diesem H2O-Aufschluss und da ging das eigentlich ganz gut. Ja. Nur jetzt, wo ich das jetzt so im Wasser dann so gemacht habe, dann war das so wie Hefe das so runter.
Ja, genau.
Ja.
Weil Kollagen ist mehr im Fett aus wie mit Wasser.
Ja. So mein Package. That's really cool. That big package came with smaller packages, more packages. I didn't get just one package, but it's more than one package. I really like having more packages. Ah, scheiße. So I got my packages. That's 3 fans, another fan, the CPU bracket socket, the controller, and the lights. So I have now two dynamic lights to install. Forgot which sides these are. And these come actually with double ray. The connector is very cool. Very big connector. I like that. Forgot what the diameters are, but it's quite big. I could eventually cut it down and reuse it, but cool thing is that's not the 180 diodes per meter, but the 60. I don't know how that works, like 180 or 60, because there's 60 and 180 is 3 times more, and that's actually not fitting how I see that actually. But probably I misread that, but that's 60 LEDs per meter, and these should have actually have two 60 of lights per meter, so will be probably the same quality, not better than that one. I think that has 60. But the cool thing is, many people don't think that through, right? When you have a computer, then you usually get a light bar or something and put it like on the side or up there below, in the mid, and that's wrong. You usually are better standing off when you put the light bars there, but light bars are usually thick, so they usually don't fit in the back of the board because you have a plate there and you put the plate on, and you get in confusion with the cables, which are really long and take really a lot of space. So I got now these lights, so I will install them there, or eventually from up below there on that side just. But I rather would have the light like pushing to the plate behind, but problem is that's not a light bar, and I would eventually like need to glue a stand off here so I can install the RGB from there to here maybe, or there, I don't know. It's probably better there, would probably working from here till here. So the light is bouncing off from the wall and like seeing through from the side, like that's the lights from the fans, and then there would be more light from the RGB. So when I look like that, I see the RGB, then go to the PC, then it's more like secluded and diffuse. And from the other side, it would be looking very nice, I think, when there's not like dark, but like the same color of the RGB, right? And then like, because the cable is so long, maybe from there till here or something, from here till there, and then connected, and so like the whole system is on light, and then you go there, then it's quite bright here, and the middle side of the back is lighting up with the fan. Not that one, that's not functional anymore, that pin burned through, but it's still lighting. So I have to currently connect, but I will later make another video for the exchange fan, so we can see that the other fan is actually working and also generating light. But that will probably be complicated again when to find out how to actually construct the standoff, because I have no materials here. I will probably go to my father with this and ask him for maybe material or something where I could like put them on and have on the backside like structural gutter or something like clay more some clay material and the plates, so I can put them there in the back inside where the ripples are, right? So maybe he has materials like that, or we drive to Koblenz to Globus or Obi. Maybe we can find there some materials we can use. Maybe he can drive with me there with bicycle or something. He likes driving bicycle to Koblenz. We can look there and then maybe he can buy some materials. They won't probably cost like 76 or 78 cents, more like €3.99 to 16.99 probably. But maybe we can do that, but would be cool, right? Cable is not really long. I need these actually. Okay. I didn't knew that before. Good, they put that into the bag so I don't lose them. But actually it's also meant to activate that one. So I can put that on activation to these two and connect it to another row or something. That could be working too. That's really cool. So from what I see personally, that's long like that. So that's probably enough to put on the ground and the front side. So it's basically lighting up the glass from the front to the back. I think that's enough. Must be. When not, it's not terrible. We have to look if I shorten it on the bottom side or on the front side. That, but that actually, wait a second, looks like they melted it off. They used a melting scissor to detach that. That's it's not that easy as thought to put these light bars back to the rolling chassis container. Ah, scheiße. That 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 will work. Ah. So that worked. We put that back into the box. So that's package one. Oh, I forgot to put that in. I would just leave it on the top of that. That's the CPU socket, case bracket, anti-bending socket, frame aluminium for a holder for 9000 for 7950X, 7900X, 7700X, and 8000X. And that's the socket with screws and little detachment instrument, but no thermal paste as shown on the YouTube videos. But that YouTube video was from Thermal Grizzly, that was like 35 euros or something, or 25 euros. That's more clear that they would put thermal paste application on that rather than on these, like for 5 euro from Juli. But cool, it's there, I have it. I will be able to clean that up later on. Controller. I don't need that back. So that's the controller. Controller 2, that will survive with the cables and free magnet. No, that's the receiver. And that's the thermistors. That's the thermistors I'm going to use. Looks like it's like smaller than the other thermistor I have. Actually, I found out what the problem is with the thermistors I had with these and the other ones, the rubber one. I won't show that right now, I will show that. No, I can't probably show that. I can just... I can just increase the suggestion rates. No, I can actually show it. You see that right there, right? No, I got that actually wrong. That's the same design. That's super weird actually. Whoops. When that happens, your thermistor is actually short. The thing is, this gets like built like that's minus, I think that's plus, and minus goes to a plate. That's a minus cable, and the cable goes to a plate. The plate goes to the thermistors, and the thermistor goes to a hut, and the hut goes to the cable back again. And your minus is connected to the plate and then to the thermistor. Usually what it looks like, it could be that that's actually a real thermistor with that capacitor on the front and the thermistor on the back where it belongs to. So the ground when the signal comes from the system is actually connected to the capacitor, not to the entry of the thermistor, which should be correct, but it's here very likely connected to the plate, which is like capacitor for the thermistor, which is really bad solutions. But these main boards are basically made for that bad solution. So and that bad solution is on the market, so you can use that bad solutions on these good boards, on these quality manufactured boards, so you can actually use the bad solutions on these good quality boards, and they actually don't really support like real thermistor systems when you don't get the board right. When you're an idiot, you are basically screwed over by these companies. There's no coming back, and the companies don't even dare to put capacitors on the end instead of plates, as thermistor preset for the thermistor to actually work, and they put like better huts on the thermistor. So when the plus signal goes off, there's like energy jizzes coming out from the hut. Like surface to the cable, so the board still can decide on which data it operates instead of the thermistor data. That's way cooler, way better, way faster, way cheaper, way more amazing. That's super and super cheap to make a plate instead of a capacitor. And the capacitor are either ways not allowed to be very small, so that's even not possible to do. And that one, looking wise, is actually truly bigger. There. These actually look smaller than the copper one. Really frustrating. And that one has two cables. The cables look bigger. The thermistor unit looks smaller. But instead of opening the fans, I will do that in privacy. Can show you the package of the Jonsbo. That's the Jonsbo mirror series, infinity mirror series, 1000 times mirror effect. As reverse infinity mirror. Quiet fan, 5 volts, ARGB CPU cooler fan. That's even better. Like reverse fans are usually even better when they are CPU fans. Even when it doesn't write there, they write it there. That's a CPU fan, one CPU fan, and reverse, because reverse spins, the motor spin, and the air gives like resistance, and the resistance of the air from the motor turning and the window blades like getting pushed in the contrary direction generates actually signals inside that motor, which go then to like cool systems like these plates and the HUD systems. So the tension of the PWM fans, which generate right there, go in there, and the board can still freely decide on the error messages. That's you know what I mean? The reverse fans don't have that problem, that when they spin, the resistance of the air pushing rotatory blades don't generate that resisting force inside, which get tracked and data signaled to the vital spots of the board, which is really important. These don't really have that because they spin, and the rotary resistance goes in alongside with the with the motor and positively creates resistance. on the motor itself. And you don't have these resistance heat momentum of the spinning and air circulation, material telekinesis, strong force, but you have a extra force of the already consisting of one by electromechanical motions which are tracked by the PWM controller on the system and the BIOS fan systems, which on ISOs is Q fan. I don't know what's in the code in MSI and stuff, but the resistance extra joint of the reverse fans is actually going to the PWM fan service of the mainboard, while the thermistor the resistor force module is actually not of the PWM fan controlling system, not part of it, but actually belonging to systems inside the board which can work with cheap technology like this, so you can still get error messages even if you buy the existing and suitable components for your board. And that is even a CPU reverse fans. That is like really cool to put in your system, a reverse fan of CPU fan quality. It's literally like that, I think. But the point is that the resisting factor, and which translates with the PWM data signal, which is a thermometer signal in exception points actually, and data signal, and DCM controls like the momentary. So the DCM is actually not there for the board, but for the Soider factor, and the PWM is actually not for the data, so it runs course, but it's constantly bum and stuff. It's constantly listening to the board, what it does, and the board is rumbling. The board is rambling. You can see that in how the data gets sent to the fan. The data, it actually says the inside of the board is rambling really hard and really fighting, struggling, rumbling, and it's constantly rambling inside the system. And that's part of the resistance thermistor type of synchronization system inside the board. And the order pin is ground and 12 volts. So with 12 volts and ground, and DCM where you can control the motors, and PWM where you can control the temperature sickness and stuff, trackings and rotation data and stuff of the fan, are not part of the Q fan systems or PWM fan systems of the BIOS mainboard, but actually part of the resistance mystification test checkup systems. And these reverse fans don't really have this resistance signal, but they generate energy at that point. They basically generate energy at that point. And CPU fan coolers usually have on the resisting factor, thermistor factor of data synchronization systems, have a server system, a listening system, and server function. So the data of these, when they generate like resisting factors and send it to the board, and that would be connected to the back, and that fan would be connected then to the main board. That mainboard socket gets actually like data from the resisting systems inside these fans and the mainboard. They recirculate inside the power supply, the thermistor and stuff, graphics cards, and somewhere in time they then get to the back of the fan, which then is the reverse fan, the reverse CPU fan, which has a thermistor socket server system inside, which is required for the CPU fan, because the CPU fan does actually do the main task force of the terminal line PWM systems, and that generates an energy. And after the resistance check has been done on the board, it comes to the back fan, and there is energy created on the place, and the whole board gets different thickness and can reconfigure better. That's quite cool. That I actually got the CPU fan of the reverse ones. I actually bought it by accident because I thought it would be better, and turned out it's a reverse fan, and it's actually a CPU fan, which is quite good in my situation because I will install it later. I will probably make either ways a video, and I will install non-reverse fans on the front, three 140mm ones, and then connect it to the new fan, switch the CPU bracket and stuff. Will probably film that, but what I will actually do right now is taking one of these thermistors out and go back to the kitchen. So that's the thermistor. It's not 50 centimeters or 30 centimeters as these, but I can connect that to the back side of the computer, like where the power supply is about there, and I could have here a LED line which does like send like electrical data by light, which the thermistor can react to. So I will connect the RGB on the back, and the thermistor I will connect from the front and put it there in the back. Should be looking cool, should be working fine, better than without, I think, I hope. I hope the PC won't break when I install the thermistor, because I will now do the DIY experimental thing, which Gemini is currently recommending for me to build my own like TPM switches and stuff. Like these modules, Gemini tells me it's advanced but not super complicated to make yourself to a TPM module when you have a TPM chip. But I didn't ask Gemini for that DIY tip, but I will now do a DIY technique by taking that thermistor, which these flaps go actually, I think in my board it's like that, to the lower side of the board, and that should actually work. The other two worked like that. That's a different charge. I can't really like check if the qualification is different of the manufacturing different. It looks a little bit smaller than the it's actually a bit smaller than the copper one. I can't really check if it's different like manufactured, but from how that looked, the two flaps go actually on that board, on many other boards to the ground, because ground is going to the left and void is going to the right on thermistors. I can't really check that what's ground and plus, but the flaps down with the other thermistors I bought, which is standardized, worked like that. And I will do now a DIY yourself, not treatment but process, which actually should make it compatible to insert that adapter to the board. I will film that right here in the kitchen. My collagen went from, it's still in Hefeteig-Modus, Hefeteig-Phase. I will take one of these most sharp knives I have, which is a fillet to fish knife. That's not going to work, maybe with that one. That's working. Now we take that fillet to fish knife and do I yourself extract these two flaps. without damaging the contacts. It's not that easy as thought. These plastics are really stable manufactured. I think I messed it up. I cut a little bit of the plastics away. Okay, that worked nice. Maybe another time for a flat surface would be appropriate. I cut in my finger slightly, but not bleed fully. Okay, the plastic actually looks way more like protected and powerful than the cables. The cables seemed like they actually reacted negatively, but okay. But that must be enough. I think that's flat enough, so it actually like connects. That goes to the low side. Should be working, I think. We'll be testing that out later when I have a little bit more occurrence in my hands and my ear trembles and stuff. So I'm not that super confused, because when the computer is taking fire, eventually maybe I can stop it from breaking, or like in the protocol or in the standpoint of electrical melt function, I could eventually like deactivate it and secure it, but I will not do that right now. That's way too dangerous for me, because I'm too much discorded. But I will let you show another side on the top of these fans. I will ask my mother for another cigarette, go for a cigarette, drink some iced tea, which I just have. The mystery iced tea one, which is cool, but I wanted actually a nicer iced tea, a peach iced tea or something. But I will show you another side of the fans, how they are packaged. Really nice packaged fans. We will open them later in half an hour, and then interact with the thermistor then, and then so maybe get to a better standpoint stability idea of how it's secured to actually conduct the thermistor. In the case it would be burning, I will probably even need like literally half an hour of like stress relief, which is not possible here, but I will try my best. That's the fans. I will make a video later on how I install them actually, but that's probably gonna take like 1 hour, 2 hours. When I get the press in between, maybe it's in the 6 hours, 8 hours, but I will see. So you see these fans later on. Hope these look super quality. Could be. The lights look good. The misters look little bit smaller. Peace.